Hello, brothers, and welcome to Sigma, Old Man Channel. Forgiveness is divine, they say. But for Sigma males, divinity isn't on the agenda. In a world where forgiveness is often marketed as the hallmark of strength, Sigma males boldly defy the norm. They don't forgive easily, if at all. But here's the kicker. They're not vengeful, bitter, or brooding over grudges either. Instead, they operate with a unique blend of self-respect, strategic thinking, and emotional detachment that leaves most people bewildered and, frankly, a little intimidated. Did you know that nearly 40% of people who say they've forgiven someone still harbor some form of resentment? Sigma males skip this hypocrisy entirely. For them, forgiveness is neither a virtue nor a necessity. It's just a distraction from their path. So what do Sigma males do instead of forgiving? Well, they don't write long, dramatic texts or plot elaborate revenge plans because who has the time? They act with precision, walking away with an air of mystery that makes their absence sting far more than any words ever could. Ready to dive into the psyche of the most enigmatic personality type and uncover why their approach to forgiveness, or lack thereof, is a masterclass in self-mastery. Let's dissect the brilliance behind their unorthodox methods. And spoiler alert, there's no kumbaya moment coming. Number 1, silent psychological evaluation. Sigma males are not ones to lash out or make impulsive decisions when someone wrongs them. Instead, they take a calculated and silent approach that can be unnerving to those on the receiving end. When betrayal or conflict arises, their immediate reaction isn't to forgive, confront, or seek revenge. It's to observe and analyze. They become like detectives, piecing together the offender's behavior, motives, and patterns to understand the deeper dynamics at play. This isn't about overthinking or paranoia. It's about clarity. Sigma males want to see the situation for what it truly is, stripped of emotional interference or social pressure. They know that actions speak louder than words, so they pay close attention to the offender's choices and consistency. An apology, for instance, holds little weight unless it's backed by genuine change. To a Sigma, words are just noise until proven otherwise. Their ability to evaluate without confrontation gives them a psychological edge. While others might get entangled in heated arguments or emotional pleas, Sigmas maintain their distance and focus on what matters most, determining whether the person is worth any further investment of time or trust. It's not about holding a grudge, it's about practicality. This silent evaluation often leaves people unsettled. The offender might feel like they're walking on eggshells, unsure of what the Sigma male is thinking or planning, and that's precisely the point. Sigmas don't need to announce their feelings or intentions because they understand the power of staying unreadable. By the time they make their decision, whether to cut ties or continue the relationship, they've already weighed every angle. It's this level of calm, calculated thinking that sets them apart and ensures they always remain in control of their emotional space. Number 2, calculated trust management. Sigma males view trust as a currency, something earned through consistent actions, mutual respect, and reliability. To them, it's not an abstract concept, but a tangible investment, much like a bank account. When someone betrays their trust, they don't waste time drowning in emotional turmoil or debating the merits of forgiveness. Instead, they take a cold, analytical approach to the situation. The betrayal is viewed as a withdrawal from the trust account. If the account is overdrawn, that is, if the offense outweighs the person's overall value in their life, Sigma males are quick to shut it down. There's no overdraft protection in their world. They don't cling to relationships out of sentimentality or fear of being alone. Instead, they evaluate the person's contributions and decide if there's any merit in continuing the connection. What makes this approach so unique is that Sigma males don't act impulsively. They quietly calculate whether the betrayal was a one-off mistake or part of a larger pattern. If the offender has built up enough trust equity over time, they might allow the relationship to continue, albeit with stricter boundaries. However, if the betrayal reveals a fundamental flaw in the person's character, they see no reason to keep investing. For Sigma males, this process isn't driven by anger or vengeance. It's rooted in practicality. They're not interested in holding grudges or demanding apologies. Instead, they move forward with a renewed understanding of where to place their energy. It's not personal, it's business. The people in their lives must continuously prove their worth, just as they expect the same of themselves. This unwavering commitment to balance and reciprocity ensures that Sigma males protect their peace and never allow betrayal to define them. Number 3, utilitarian relationships. For Sigma males, relationships are not maintained out of obligation, sentimentality, or societal norms. They are built on mutual utility and alignment. While this may sound cold or transactional, it's simply a reflection of their deeply pragmatic nature. Every relationship, whether personal or professional, serves a purpose, and when that purpose no longer exists, or worse, when it's undermined by betrayal or conflict, they see no reason to keep it alive. When someone wrongs them, Sigma males don't dwell on hurt feelings or seek closure. Instead, they strip the relationship down to its core. What value does this person bring to my life? If the betrayal outweighs any future benefit, or if the person no longer aligns with their goals and principles, they make the decision to cut ties swiftly and decisively. This isn't an act of revenge, it's an exercise in self-preservation and efficiency. Their lack of remorse stems from their belief that clinging to toxic or unproductive relationships only drains energy that could be better spent elsewhere. Sigma males understand that emotional baggage has a cost, and they're unwilling to pay it. They'd rather walk away and channel their energy into pursuits, projects, or connections that truly matter. This utilitarian approach also ensures that the relationships they do maintain are meaningful and mutually beneficial. They surround themselves with people who inspire, challenge, or support them, people who add value rather than subtract it. The result? A carefully curated circle of relationships built on respect, trust, and shared purpose. To some, this behavior might seem ruthless, but to Sigma males, it's simply logical. Why hold on to something that no longer serves its purpose? For them, life is too short and too valuable to waste on anything or anyone that doesn't elevate their journey forward. Number 4, unshakable memory for patterns. Sigma males possess a sharp and meticulous memory for patterns, especially when it comes to human behavior. They don't just observe, they analyze. When someone betrays them or acts inconsistently, they don't rush to confront or retaliate. Instead, they take a step back and start connecting dots, cataloging every action and inconsistency into a mental database. To them, behavior is data, and patterns reveal truth. What sets them apart is their patience. Sigma males don't feel the need to react immediately to a betrayal. They understand that emotional outbursts often cloud judgment and lead to mistakes. Instead, they wait, observing if the incident was an isolated lapse in judgment or part of a recurring pattern. Over time, this ability to recognize repeated behavior gives them a clear picture of the person's character and intentions. This awareness becomes their armor. They don't need to rely on promises or apologies, they rely on patterns. If someone has a history of dishonesty, manipulation, or disrespect, Sigma males don't waste time hoping they'll change. They know better. This unshakable memory allows them to sidestep future harm by adjusting their boundaries or cutting ties entirely, ensuring they aren't caught off guard again. What makes this trait even more striking is how quietly they operate. While others might call out every slight or keep score, Sigma males work in silence. Their recognition of patterns isn't something they broadcast. It's a tool they wield discreetly to protect their peace and navigate relationships effectively. By the time someone realizes their behavior has been noted and accounted for, the Sigma male has likely already made their decision. Whether they stay, withdraw, or confront is entirely based on what the patterns reveal, and this makes them nearly impossible to fool twice. Number 5, they invest where it counts. For Sigma males, time and energy are precious commodities. They don't squander them on things that don't add tangible value to their lives. When someone wrongs them, the idea of forgiveness isn't dismissed out of bitterness or spite. It's because they see it as an unnecessary expenditure of energy. Rather than invest their emotional resources in repairing or salvaging a broken relationship, they redirect that focus toward their goals, ambitions, and pursuits that truly matter. Forgiveness, in their eyes, is not inherently virtuous if it derails their momentum. They understand that dwelling on wrongdoings or trying to rebuild trust with someone who has betrayed them can be draining and often unproductive. Instead, they channel that energy into areas where it has a higher return on investment. Their personal growth, career, passions, or meaningful connections with people who genuinely deserve their time. This doesn't mean Sigma males are incapable of caring. In fact, they care deeply about things that align with their values and purpose. But they're pragmatic to a fault. If a relationship no longer serves a constructive role in their life, they don't see the point in clinging to it, let alone pouring emotional effort into making amends. They prefer to cut their losses and move forward, knowing that their focus is better spent elsewhere. Their approach is often misunderstood as cold or detached, but it's rooted in their unwavering commitment to efficiency and self-respect. Sigma males prioritize their mental and emotional well-being over societal expectations or emotional theatrics. In doing so, they maintain a laser focus on what truly matters to them, ensuring that their time and energy are always invested in ways that elevate rather than drain their potential. For them, it's not about holding a grudge, it's about knowing what's worth their effort. Number 6, acceptance of human nature, Sigma. Males have a grounded understanding of human nature. They don't idealize people or expect perfection from anyone, which gives them a significant edge in handling betrayal or disappointment. To them, flaws, mistakes, and even betrayals are part of the unpredictable nature of relationships. Rather than taking such events personally, they see them as a reflection of the imperfect human condition. This acceptance allows Sigma males to avoid the bitterness and disillusionment that often accompany being wronged. They don't waste time wondering why someone let them down or how things could have been different. Instead, they acknowledge that self-interest, misjudgment, or even malice can motivate people, and that's just the way the world works. By understanding this, they free themselves from unnecessary emotional entanglements and move forward with clarity. However, acceptance doesn't mean passivity. While Sigma males don't dwell on the emotional sting of betrayal, they do adjust their approach to relationships accordingly. If someone's actions reveal a lack of trustworthiness, they take note and recalibrate their boundaries or expectations. They might maintain the relationship, but keep it at arm's length, or they might cut ties altogether if the betrayal outweighs the value of the connection. Their philosophy is simple. People are who they are, and it's not their job to change them. Instead, Sigma males focus on adapting their own behavior to ensure their peace and progress aren't disrupted. This ability to accept people's imperfections without internalizing their actions gives them emotional resilience and ensures that betrayal never derails their journey. For Sigma males, this isn't cynicism, it's wisdom. By embracing the reality of human nature, they navigate relationships with a level of calm, practicality, and foresight that keeps them grounded, unshaken, and always moving forward. Number 7, the lesson over forgiveness approach. When Sigma males are betrayed, their immediate response isn't to seek forgiveness or reconciliation, it's to learn. They view every setback, mistake, or act of betrayal as an opportunity for self-reflection and growth. To them, these experiences are less about the offender and more about the insights they can gain. What went wrong? How did they miss the signs? How can they ensure it doesn't happen again? These are the questions they focus on rather than getting caught up in the emotional chaos of the moment. This mindset shifts the narrative from victimhood to empowerment. Instead of wallowing in anger or disappointment, Sigma males treat betrayal as a valuable teacher. They dissect the situation with precision, analyzing not only the offender's behavior, but also their own role in allowing the betrayal to occur. Did they ignore red flags? Did they trust too soon? By taking accountability for their own choices, they emerge from the experience stronger and wiser. What sets them apart is their ability to move forward without the need for closure. Sigma males don't rely on apologies or explanations to find peace. They accept that not every relationship is meant to last, and not every wrongdoer deserves a second chance. Once they've extracted the lesson, they leave the relationship behind, often without a second thought. This approach isn't cold, it's practical. Sigma males understand that dwelling on broken relationships only wastes energy that could be spent on personal growth and meaningful pursuits. By prioritizing the lesson over the relationship, they ensure that every betrayal becomes a stepping stone toward greater self-awareness, sharper instincts, and stronger boundaries. For them, it's not about forgiving or forgetting, it's about evolving. Number 8, emotional detachment over forgiveness. For Sigma males, emotional detachment is not just a skill, it's a way of life. They have a unique ability to separate their emotions from the chaos of interpersonal conflicts. When someone betrays or disappoints them, their first instinct isn't to immediately seek forgiveness or even confront the issue. Instead, they retreat inward, processing the situation from a place of emotional stability. This detachment allows them to remain level-headed and avoid being swept away by the emotional turmoil that often clouds judgment. What makes this detachment so powerful is that it doesn't come from a place of indifference or coldness. It's rooted in a deep understanding of the importance of emotional balance. Sigma males know that forgiveness often requires a level of emotional energy and engagement they're not willing to invest unless the relationship still serves a meaningful purpose. If the bond is broken beyond repair or no longer holds value, there's no need to waste time trying to salvage it. Instead of being consumed by anger or resentment, they simply detach and move on with minimal emotional disruption. This approach also protects them from the emotional drain that forgiveness often entails. For many, forgiveness is a complex, drawn-out process that involves reliving the hurt, making concessions, and rebuilding trust. Sigma males don't need this emotional roller coaster. They know that their emotional energy is better spent on their own goals, ambitions, and personal growth than on mending a relationship that no longer serves them. For Sigma males, emotional detachment isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about keeping their emotional landscape uncluttered and focused. They don't let others dictate their emotional state or try to convince them that forgiveness is the answer. Instead, they make decisions based on logic, self-respect, and what aligns with their long-term well-being. In their world, emotional stability is more valuable than reconciliation, and when a relationship no longer contributes positively to their life, they move forward without hesitation or regret. Number 9, permanent disconnection without drama. Sigma males are not interested in drama, confrontation, or drawn-out emotional exchanges. When someone betrays them, they don't bother with forgiveness or revenge. Instead, they choose the most effective and final option: quiet disappearance. There's no yelling, no grand declarations, no last-minute attempts at reconciliation, just a subtle yet absolute exit from the situation, leaving behind only the lingering feeling of being erased from their life entirely. What makes this approach so unsettling to others is the complete lack of closure. Sigma males don't need to explain themselves, justify their actions, or even give the person a chance to make amends. They simply vanish, removing themselves from the equation without fanfare or ceremony. The offender is left with no resolution, no opportunity for discussion, just an eerie silence that underscores the finality of their departure. This disconnection is more powerful than any confrontation could ever be. It sends a clear message that the relationship has lost all value and no longer warrants any attention. For Sigma males, this is an act of self-preservation, maintaining their energy and focus without being dragged into unnecessary drama. There's no need for a fight or a drawn-out emotional exchange when they've already made their decision. The beauty of this method lies in its simplicity and effectiveness. It doesn't require any more energy than is absolutely necessary, just a quiet, decisive removal. The person who wronged them might not even fully understand what happened or why, but they'll certainly feel the absence. It's the ultimate way to show that for a Sigma male, the relationship is done, and there's no coming back. Number 10, respect for self-integrity over social norms. Sigma males have a profound respect for their own integrity, which means they don't bend to societal expectations just to fit in or keep the peace. While society often pressures people to forgive, forget, or reconcile, for the sake of harmony, Sigma males stay true to their values and boundaries, regardless of external norms. They understand that true respect begins with respecting themselves, and that sometimes maintaining personal integrity means not adhering to the expected or convenient social scripts. In a world that values compromise and pleasantries, Sigma males know that peace isn't always found in conforming to what others expect of them. Forgiveness, to them, isn't an obligation. It's a choice that must align with their core beliefs and needs. If someone violates their trust or betrays them, they won't be swayed by the social pressure to forgive just because it's what people expect. Instead, they honor their own principles, and make decisions based on what's best for their emotional well-being and long-term goals. This prioritization of self-respect over social approval is what sets Sigma males apart. They understand that they cannot be truly at peace with themselves if they compromise their values for the sake of societal norms. They don't need validation or acceptance from others to feel justified in their choices. For them, integrity isn't just about doing what's right in the eyes of others. It's about doing what aligns with their own truth and purpose. And if that means stepping away from relationships that no longer serve them, so be it. The opinion of the crowd has no weight when it comes to maintaining their inner peace. In the world of Sigma males, forgiveness is not a reflexive act or a social obligation. It's a carefully weighed decision driven by logic, self-respect, and emotional mastery. Their approach to betrayal, relationships, and trust is far from conventional, and it's precisely this unorthodox mindset that keeps them grounded, unshaken, and in control. They don't waste their energy on pointless reconciliations, drawn-out arguments, or revenge. Instead, they focus on what matters most: their peace, their ambitions, and their sense of self. Every betrayal, every disappointment becomes an opportunity for growth, learning, and sharpening their instincts. The people who enter their lives must earn their place, and once that trust is broken, they don't hesitate to cut ties, not out of malice, but out of practicality. Emotional detachment, strategic disconnection, and a sharp memory for patterns ensure that Sigma males never fall victim to the same mistake twice. Ultimately, their refusal to forgive easily isn't an inability to heal. It's a commitment to maintaining emotional clarity and protecting their energy. In a world where everyone is looking for closure or justification, Sigma males know that moving forward unencumbered by toxic relationships or misplaced forgiveness is the truest form of freedom. For them, peace isn't found in mending what's broken, it's in walking away from what no longer serves them. And in that quiet, powerful decision, they remain unmatched. If you've found yourself captivated by the mindset and power of Sigma males, then there's no better time to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you're not just staying up to date, you're diving deeper into a world where self-mastery, emotional intelligence, and personal growth take center stage. Join us on this journey of unlocking the secrets to becoming your best, most strategic self. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Subscribe now, and let's continue to evolve together. Bye for now, and see you in the next video.